number 3, right? So in module number 3, I think we have started with composition. No. I think we have started with Cartesian of product. Then we have discussed on. We have started with the relations. I think we have discussed even about the operations of the relations, and then the representation of the relations with respect to digraph, 0-1 matrix. All these topics I think we have discussed. Okay. So today I'll start with the new topic. It's very important. That is composition of relations. Okay. So I'll start with composition of relations. Okay. Okay. Coming to this topic, composition of relations. Okay. I'll just give you the mathematical definition, but I'm sure you will understand that better only after solving the problems. Okay. So now you already know that the relation will be between the two sets. Okay, and you cannot include the elements into the relation, but you have to include only the ordered pairs. Correct, right? Because the relation is a subset of subset of Cartesian product, right? So we have discussed all these things. Okay, so I'll just give an example. Say for example, this R and S, these two are relations, and assume that R is a relation from A to B, right? And similarly, S is a relation from B to C. Okay, so based on this, so I will just try to represent the relation in the form of arrow diagram. Okay, so for a relation, you know how to represent the relation in the form of ordered pairs, in the form of matrix, and in the form of digraph. Okay, so this arrow diagram is also a representation of a relation. Okay, it is another way of representation. So here, as I have told you, this A, B, C are sets. Okay, and this R and S, these two are the relations. Okay, and R is a relation from A to B. Okay, so now I will represent this relation in the form of arrow diagram. Okay, so these are the diagrams for sets. Okay, so now I have taken 3 sets. This is set A, this is set B, and this is set C. Fine. So now this R is a relation. This R is a relation from set A to set B, and this S is a relation from set B to set C. Right. So now what I will do is I will just assume the set A, B, and C has elements. Okay, I'll just assume these 3 sets has the elements small x, y, and z respectively. Okay, so this is my assumption. So the sets A, B, C, they have the elements small x, y, and z. Okay, so based on this assumption, I have considered these 3 elements in these 3 sets. Okay, so now by looking at this diagram, easily you can make that the relation R. Okay, the relation will have the R will have the ordered pair x comma y. Okay, so if x comma y, okay, x comma y belong to R and y comma z belong to S. See, what I'm trying to tell is there is an ordered pair x comma y that belong to the relation S, and there is an ordered pair y comma z that belong to the relation S. Okay, then I can find a new relation. If I have the relation in this way, I can find a new relation that is a product. Okay, actually I can call it as a product of the two relation, or I can tell it as a composition of the relation. Okay, it is represented as R composition of S. Okay, so here you should not write dot. I repeat, this is not a dot, this is a small circle. That is a symbol for the composition. And what does this relation contain? This R composition of S, it is also a relation. Okay, but it is a product of two relation or composition of two relation. It contains the ordered pairs, say for example A comma C, such that if I have to include the ordered pair A comma C, such that A comma B should belong to the first relation, which is R, and B comma C should belong to the second relation, that is S. Okay, so in simple words, as I have told you, you will understand this better only when I solve the problems. Okay, so now I am trying to give some idea about this composition of relation. See, actually, if x comma y belong to R and if y comma z belong to S, then R composition of S will contain the element that is xz. In other words, if I have to include the element xz, there should exist one more element. What is that element? It can be any element. In this example, the element is y. There exists one more element y, such that I can split the relation that is x comma z into 2 intermediate relations. So here 2 intermediate ordered pairs that belong to the relations. Okay, like x comma y belong to R and y comma z belong to S. Okay, so if I have this kind of relation, I can take x comma z. I'm sure actually when I solve the problem, you'll understand even better. So now I think this makes sense, right? Have you got some idea about this composition of relations, students? Can I go with the problems? If you are okay with this, I'll start with the problems. Fine. Okay. I'll repeat. So if x comma y belong to R and if y comma z belong to S, then x comma z belong to R composition of S. Okay. So let us solve the problems. You will understand even better. Okay. So again, I will just rewrite the definition. Okay. So whatever I have told. So based on that, this R composition of S, this will contain the element A comma C such that there exists. See this mathematical representation. Why I'm writing is because it will be helpful for you when we solve the theorems. Okay. So when we are solving the theorems, this kind of mathematical representation is very much important. Fine. So this R composition of S will contain the element A comma C such that there exists one more element. Say for example, one more element. You can take any arbitrary element. I'll take B. One more element B, which belong to the set B, such that A comma B belong to the first relation R and B comma C belong to the second relation S. See, actually, this you will understand better when we solve the problems. I have told you, right? So whenever I tell something is important, you just have to make a note of that in the last page. I told you, right? So this definition, you please copy in the last page. Okay, so this is very important. I'll give you 1 minute time. Please copy it. I think board is clearly visible. So please copy that mathematical definition of the composition of relation because it is very much important. So you have to remember this. Please, everyone, copy it. As far as I can see in the laptop, the thing is the letters are also clearly visible. But for you, if you see in the mobile, I don't know whether it is clear for you. Students, can you able to see each and every letter? It's okay, right? Because when I start solving the theorems, I cannot write, I cannot use large letters because the space is not sufficient. Okay, so now I'll start with the problems. Almost in every question paper, they will ask one question on the composition of relations, right? So they will ask direct questions like this. So the first question is, let set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. He has given set A, which has elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B has elements W, X, Y, Z. And set C has the elements 5, 6, 7. Okay. And he has also defined the relation R1. See, whenever he defines the relation, you have to make sure you have to read the question completely and you have to check whether he is defining the relation from A to B or B to C, that you have to see carefully. If he does not give anything, but still you can know, I told you the trick, right? So within the ordered pair, whatever the first element and the second element is there. So if the first element belongs to a particular set, so then the relation will start from that set. Okay. So those kind of things I think already I have told you, right? So now he has told the relation R1 is from set A to set B. And he has defined that relation also. So the R1 will have the ordered pairs 1 comma X, 2 comma X, 3 comma Y, 3 comma Z. Okay, this is one of the exam problem. And R2 and R3, both R2 and R3 are the relations from B to C. Okay, so only the relation A is from A to B. Relation R1 is from A to B, R2 and R3 are from B to C. Okay, and R2 he has given the ordered pairs which contains W comma 5, X comma 6, fine, and R3 which contains ordered pairs W comma 5 and W comma 6. Okay, fine, and he is asking you find R1 composition of R2, find R1 composition of R2 and R1 composition of R3. Okay. So the solution is very simple. If I have to find R1 composition of R2, okay, so directly you can tell the answer actually by looking at this relations. Actually, I'll just tell you the trick. One is related to X. By looking at this ordered pair, I can make that one is related to X. And when you see in the order relation R2, X is related to 6. 1 related to X and X is related to 6. So their composition will have 1 comma 6. Okay, so like that directly you can find. But still in the exam, as I told you, if you have to get the full marks, you have to first write the arrow diagram. Okay, so you have to represent the composition of a relation first. For that, so since he is asking R1 composition of R2, first you need to represent R1, next you need to represent R2. And you already know that R1 is a relation from set A to set B. Okay, so you have to just include all the elements of set A and set B. Set A contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B contains the elements W, X, Y, Z. Fine. So now, how will I represent the relation R1? R1 relation will tell that there is a relation from 1 to X. So from 1 to X, there is a relation which need to be deposited by one line and an arrow, right? And there is a relation from 2 to X. So I'll write one more line here. And there is a relation between 3 and Y. I need to write one more line and then 3Z, right? So now I have represented the relation R1 in the form of arrow diagram. Okay, so next coming to the relation R2, which has only two ordered pairs, that is W5. First, I need to write the elements in set C, which contains three elements, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this will have the elements W5 and then X6. Okay, so now you just try to remember the definition of the composition of relation I have told, right? So the definition will tell that if I have 1 comma X and X comma 6, I can write its composition will contain 1 comma 6, right? So in other words, I will tell that 1 leads to 6 and 1 leads to X and X further leads to 6. Okay, so this R1 composition of R2 will contain 1 comma 6. Okay, so similarly, 2 leads to X and X further lead to 6. So I can write 2 comma 6. Next, 3 leads to Y, but Y does not lead to anything, right? So you cannot continue this. So similarly, 3 leads to Z and Z further it does not lead to anything. Okay, so this R1 composition of R2, it will contain only two ordered pairs, that is 1 comma 6 and 2 comma 6. And I think now you have got some idea about the definition of the composition of relation, right? See, this 1 comma 6 I have included, this 1 comma 6 I have included because I can have one more element, that is X, that belongs to the set B, such that 1 comma X belong to R1 and X comma 6 belong to R2. And why I have included 2 comma 6? Because there exists one more element X, such that 2 comma X belong to R1 and X comma 6 belong to R2, right? So based on this, the R1 composition of R2 will contain these elements. You got an idea, right? So similarly, now R2 composition of R1 composition of R3, I want you to find. I want you to find that solution, and you should post in the comment section. Students, I'm just asking you, find R1 composition of R3 now. Same thing, what you need to do is, so here you need to write R1 relation. Next, instead of R2, you need to write R3. And what is that R3? He has given W comma 5 and W comma 6. So just represent that. And finally, you just tell me which are all the ordered pairs that is present in R1 composition of R3. Okay. So solve it and post the answer. but functions so reverse. Okay. I think already you have texted the answers. Yes, it is a null set. Very good. Because the thing is, when I represent the relation R3, this relation has only two ordered pairs, W5 and W6. W5 I have already written, and one more thing is W6, right? So if I write that, W will lead to 5 and W will lead to 6, but there is no element in the first set that leads to W. Okay, so I can clearly write R1 composition of R3 will be a null set, right? So or you can use empty flower brackets, both are fine. Okay, so now I have one more question for you. Can you find what is R2 composition of R3? Students, I'm just asking you one question. Find R2 composition of R3. Find R2 composition of R3. My question is R2 composition of R3. Okay, so Chetan, Shivani, you are telling null set. Before you tell the answer, first of all, do you think the question is valid? Invalid, exactly. Because the thing is, when you try to find R2 composition of R3, what will happen? No, this R2, I told you, right? Before you solve the problem, the very first thing you have to see the relation is from which set to which set. Okay, so when you see the relation R2, it is from B to C. I told you, right? So this relation R2 and R3 both are the relations from B to C. Okay, so first of all, how can you represent that in the form of an arrow diagram? Is it possible? Because if you see R2, it is from B to C. Again, it will be from B to C. Okay, so these kind of relation, these kind of for these kind of relations, you cannot represent that in the form of an arrow diagram. If you have to find the composition, it's not possible, right? So the question itself is invalid. Okay, so let me give one more question. Let A is equal to, let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the relations R and S, the relation R and S are defined on set A. R and S, they are defined on set A. As you already know, if the relations are defined on the same set, then such a relations are called as binary relations. Okay, and the relation R is defined by the ordered pairs 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 4, and the relation S, it is defined by 3 comma 1, 4 comma 4, 2 comma 4, and 1 comma 4. Okay, and he is asking you to find R composition of S, S composition of R composition of S, S composition of R square, S square. See, actually one problem, if you understand correctly, remaining problems, it will be same. And the one good thing about this problem is these are the relations which are defined on the same set. Okay, so if they define on the same set, it won't be a problem for you. It will be very easy, right? So every set will have the same element. And one more thing is, what is R square and S square? R square is R composition of R, and S square is S composition of S. Okay, so I think easily you can solve this problem. So please solve it. I'll give 5 minutes time. So you have to post the answers for all the four. Fine. I think you can solve this. I think most of you are already solving. Sir, board is not visible clearly. What about for others? Is it blur? Okay. So what I will do is for you people, I just read the question. See, actually, students, I think you have, I told you, right? So you need to keep one paper and pen. So you have to solve. So I'll just read the question for you, okay? So slowly I'll read. So the set A will contain the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll repeat, set A contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. R and S are the relations which are defined on A, okay? And R will contain the ordered pairs 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Fine. And S will contain the relation which contains the ordered pair 3, 1, 4, 4, 2, 4, and 1, 4. Okay. So now I'm just asking you to find R composition of S composition of R square and S square. So keep trying it. I'll just try to connect to Wi-Fi. Let me see. Properties mundu. Properties of relations mundu. అంటే డిపెండ్స్ మ్యామ్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఏ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ అని కేసీ స్టార్టింగ్ సిలబస్ లో చూడండి. Okay, so now you just tell me, students, is it clearly visible now? Is it okay now? Okay, so I'll solve the problems parallelly with you. Okay, so R composition of S, as you already know, R is a relation from set A to A itself, and S is also a relation from A to A. So now all the sets will be A only. Okay, so R is a relation which has the ordered pairs 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. And relation S has an elements 3, 1, 4, 4, 2, 4, and 1, 4. Okay, and so once if I write this, I think it will be easy for you to find R composition of S. So 1 leads to 1, and further 1 leads to 4. So I'll be having 1, 4. Next, 1 leads to 2, and 2 further leads to 4, 2, 4. So 2 leads to 3, and 3 leads to 1. So I can write 2, 1. Okay, I think 2, 4 is not possible, I guess. Yeah, 2, 4 is not possible because 2 leads to 3. I thought actually 2 leads. No. Actually 2, 4 is not possible. 1, 4 is correct, and further 2, 1 is correct. Next, 3 leads to 4 and 4 further leads to 4 itself, 3 comma 4. Correct now, students? So if I have done any mistake, please you can post in the comment section. Okay, I think it's correct. 1 leads to 1 and 1 leads to 4, so 1 comma 4, and 1 leads to 2 and 2 leads to 4, 1 comma 4, which I have already written. Repetition is not allowed. Next 2 leads to 3 and 3 leads to 1, so it will be 2 comma 1 and further 3 comma 4. That's all, right? So I think you are clear with R composition of S, and for S composition of R, if I have to write that. Markers. Okay. This is set A. So for S composition of R, first I need to deposit the relation S. Next will be R. So S in the sense 3, 1, 4, 4, right? 3 comma 1, 4 comma 4. Next 2 comma 4, and then 1 comma 4. Right? So next, similarly, R will be 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 4. Okay. So based on this, the S composition of R will be 1 leads to 4, but it does not lead to anything. And same is the case with the 2. 2 leads to 4 and 4 does not lead to anything. Whereas 3 leads to 1, which where 1 also leads to 1 and 2. So based on this, I can write 3 comma 1 and 3 comma 2. That's all. Okay. So this is S composition of R. So similarly, R square and S square. Students, I want you to find the answer and tell me what is R square and S square. R square means you have to find for R composition of R. In both the places, you have to deposit the relation R. Okay. So I want you to solve it and post the answers for R square and S square. Actually, you people are a little bit better in the afternoon classes. Actually, morning classes, you are not posting any answers. Usually afternoon, you will feel sleepy. Everyone will feel sleepy, but you people are feeling sleepy in the morning itself. Please solve it and post the answers for R square and S square. Yeah, I think so many given the answers 1 comma 1, 1 comma 3. Okay, good. So let us check. So for R square, it is actually R composition of R. So 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, and 3 comma 4. Okay, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, and 3 comma 4. Okay, so R square will be 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 2 and also 1 comma 3. Fine. So similarly, S square 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3 are the answers for R square. So some people have written 2 comma 4. Yeah, it's correct. Sorry, 2 leads to 3 and 3 leads to 4. 2 comma 4 is also correct. Fine. Okay. So S square will be, I'll just try to write like that only, 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 4. So you'll be having 3 comma 4. Next 1 comma 4 and 4 comma 4. So you'll be having 1 comma 4. 2 leads to 4 and yes, 2 comma 4 you will have. Four, four, four. Okay, that's all right. So I think you'll be having only 3 ordered pairs for that. 3, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4. 3, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4. 4 comma 4. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. 4 leads to 4 and 4 further leads to 4. Yes, 4 comma 4 is also correct. Fine. Okay, so most of you have done it correctly. Okay, I think you got the idea, students. So in the exam, they will directly ask like this. Okay, so find R composition of S, S composition of R square, S square. Sometimes what they will do is they will ask uh, R composition of S. Those kind of questions they can ask. So let us try to solve one problem on that. So let the question be same. Okay, so for the same question, you have to find now what is R cube. You have to find what is R cube and what is S composition of R. Okay, so try to solve this. It's very simple. R cube in the sense, first of all, you would have found what is R composition of R, right? So that is actually equal to R square. And whatever the solution that you got for that, for the same thing, you add one more R. That is R composition of R square. So that will be R cube, right? So similarly, what is S composition of R? So for whatever the solution that you have got for R's composition of R, that is R square. So for the same thing, you do composition with S, right? So try to solve this now. So for R composition of R, already I think you got the answer. The answer is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. One, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, comma 4. Okay. So now try to find what is R cube and S composition of R composition of R. Again, another 2 minutes I'll give. So when you are finding R cube, again, since it is a binary relation, you need not to worry about the sets. Every set will be same. So if it is not a binary relation, then you have to be careful. Okay, always you should have a look at the ordered pairs, and you have to see what is the first element and the second element. So depending on that, you need to decide the relation is from which set to which set. Okay. So here, since it is a binary relation, you need not to worry. Fine. So since you need to find R cube, so next, first I will deposit the relation R. Next, I will deposit the relation R square. R square you already found found the answer, right? So the relation R, which has ordered pairs 1 1, 1 2, 2 3, 3 4, right? So R square has 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 4. So based on this R cube answer will be 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, and 1 comma 4, right? So similarly, what is S composition of R composition of R? Okay, so the second one, S composition of R composition of R. Okay, so which is also equal to S composition of R square, because R composition of R is R square, right? So just I will change this. So this will become S now. So if it becomes S, next. So the relation S has an ordered pair 3 comma 1, 4 comma 4, 2 comma 4, and then 1 comma 4, right? So based on this, the ordered pairs will be 1 2 4 will leads to 4, and 4 does not lead to anything. Okay, you can ignore that. And 3 leads to 1, which will further lead to 1 2 3. Okay, so based on that, you can include 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, and also 3 comma 3, right? I think you have solved it. Any doubts in this, students? See, actually, I have tried to take all the types of problems that they can ask in the composition of relations. I think there's no point in solving more problems on this, right? So any problem of this kind, I think easily you could solve, right? I'm asking you, students, any problem of this kind, easily you can solve, right? So is composition of relations clear for you? Okay, so definitely you can expect one question from this. And one more thing, rarely instead of this, they might ask you to represent the relation in the form of matrix or digraph also. Okay, so again, let me take the same problem. Okay, so what they will do is, after finding the solution, I'll take the same question. They will ask you to they might ask you represent this relation in the form of matrix. Okay, so they can ask in this way, or what they will do is they will ask like this, write matrix of S composition of R composition of R. If they ask in this way, the meaning of this is this relation has to be represented in the form of matrix, right? And how to do that, I think you already know. You all binary relation, and it is on the set A. First, you just represent the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So after that, just you have to look at the ordered pairs. So he's asking for R3, right? So R3 relation has the ordered pair 1 comma 1. So 1 comma 1. Next 1 comma 2. So from 1 to 2. Next 1 3 1 4. 1 comma 3 and 1 comma 4. Correct, right? So he asks you to represent the relation in the form of diagram. Easily you can do that. And sometimes what he will do is he will ask you to find the in degree and out degree that you can easily find, right? I think you already have the idea about in degrees and out degrees. Fine. So next, after this, yeah, the matrix thing. So you have to represent the relation S composition of R in the form of matrix, and you already know about the matrix. Since it is a binary relation, the row elements, column elements, both will be of the same elements of set A. Okay, and you have the relation between 3 and 1, 3, 2, and 3. 3 and 1 you have a relation, 3 and 2 you have a relation, and then 3 and 3. Okay.
Okay, if the relation is there, you will write 1. Otherwise, you will just write zeros. I think you already know that, right? And that is the reason it is called as 0, 1 matrix, right? So in the exam, if they ask you to represent the relation in the form of matrix and digraph also, it should not be a problem for you because already we have solved the problems on that. Fine. So that's it. And actually, there is one repeated question. Okay. With respect to the matrix, there is a question which he used to ask in almost 1 out of every 2 question papers. I remember that problem. I'll just tell you what is that. Okay. So this is the question. This is the most repeated question. Okay. Let set A is equal to. Let me see how many of you will solve this. Let set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B is equal to W, X, Y, Z, and set C is given by P, Q, or S. Fine. Uh, and he has given the relation. R1 is the relation which has an ordered pair 1, comma X, 2, comma W, and 3, comma Z. Even though he has not given the relation R1, R2, R3 is from which set to which set, I think by looking at the order pairs, you can easily make out. R2 is a relation which has an order pairs WP, ZQ, this is Z not okay, ZQ, YS, XP. So these are the order pairs, and R3 is not there, only R1 and R2. And he is asking you to find R1 composition of R2, that is the first question. Second sub question, find the matrix for R1, matrix for R2, and the matrix for R1 composition of R2. And the third sub question is you need to verify that matrix of R1 multiplied with the matrix of R2 is same as the matrix for R1 composition of R2. Actually, the thing is, students, when I have started with the definition of the composition of relations, I told you, right? The composition is similar to the multiplication. So product of the relations, the other name for the product of the relation is composition of relation. Okay. So I think these two easily you can solve. Here, what he is asking is individually you have to find the matrix for the relation 1. So which you can see here, and you can write the matrix. And you have to write the matrix 2, and you have to do the matrix multiplication. I think you have an idea about matrix multiplication, right? So find the product of these two matrices. After this, what you need to do is first you need to find the R1 composition of R2, and whatever the relation you get, for that you just construct the matrix, and you need to check whether they are same. Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes time. So please try to solve this. So this is one of the repeated problem in the exam. Okay, students, I'm just asking you. So have you verified that matrix of R1 and R2 multiplication is same as matrix of R1 composition of R2? Is it same? Okay. So very good. I think those who have not solved it, so quickly I'll just, should I solve this problem? I think you can solve it, right? Should I solve it, students? Can I go to the next topic? Okay. So you're not texting anything. I'll solve it. So R1 composition of R2, first I need to find. Okay. So I'll write here only. R1 composition of R2 in the sense. See, actually, as I have told you, since it is not a binary relation, you have to be very careful with regard to the sets. Okay. And R1 is a relation. When you see at the ordered pairs that is present in the relation R1, so it has 1x, 2w, 3z, right? So 1 is from the set A and x is from the set B. So definitely this R1 is a relation from set A to set B, right? So now you have to write set A here and this set should be set B. Okay. So now I will write the elements 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this will be W, X, Y, Z. And next is R2. By looking at the ordered pairs, you can make that W, Z, Y, X are the elements of set B, P, Q, R, S, P, Q, S, P are the elements of set C. Okay. So this R2 will be a relation from B to C, and C has an elements P, Q, R, S. Once if you write this correctly, next you need to deficit the relation. So this relation has 1x, 2w, 3z. 1x, 2w, 3z. Okay. So similarly, the relation R2 will have WP, ZQ. WP, ZQ, YS, ZQ man. ZQ. YS, YS and XT. Right? So based on this, the R composition of R1 composition of R2 will be like 1 leads to X and X leads to P. That is 1 comma P. Next, okay, 2 leads to W and W leads to P again. That is 2 comma P. What else? 3 leads to Z and Z further leads to Q. So it will be 3 comma Q. Did I leave anything? I think that's it. Okay, this is the relation R1 composition of R2. And one more thing, students, I'm just asking you one question for you. Can you tell me this relation R1 composition of R2 is a relation from which set to which set? I'll repeat the question. The relation R1 composition of R2 is a relation from which set to which set? A to C, exactly. This is very important, okay? So because the elements are 1, 2, 3, which is from the set A, and the second elements are P, Q, so which is from the set C. I think this is clear for you. And once you find this, and the matrix for R1, R2, and R3, R1, R2, and R1 composition of R2, I'll just quickly write it. Okay. So the matrix for R1. So here, since the R1 is a relation from A to B, so all the row elements I will keep the elements of set A, and the column elements will be from the set B, that is W, X, Y, Z. So once you do that, so this relation has a ordered pairs 1x, 2w, 3z. Okay. So other than these, all the remaining will be zeros. Fine. Okay. And the matrix of R2. This is a relation from set B to set C. So the row elements will be set B elements. The column elements will be set C elements. Once you write this, so it has an ordered pair W to P, Z to Q, Y to S, and then X comma P. Okay, so all the remaining elements will be zeros. And similarly, the matrix for R1 composition of R2, the last one, will be from set A to set C. So set A will have the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Set C will have the elements P, Q, R, S. Okay. So the ordered pairs for 1 comma P, 2 comma P, 3 comma Q. All the remaining will be zeros. Okay. And the third sub question is he is asking you to multiply. I think matrix multiplication you already have idea, right? So it goes in this way, right? So this is a 4 cross 4 and 4 cross 4. See, actually, if you have to perform the matrix multiplication, actually the number of columns of the first set should be equal to the number of rows in the second set, the second matrix. I think those rules you already know. Okay, so after doing the multiplication, okay, so you will get the same thing. I will not go in depth about this matrix multiplication at all. I think you will be having an idea about that. Okay. Any doubts here, students? So any problem on the composition of relations, I think easily can solve, right? Any doubts in this one? Actually, there is one theorem in this composition of relations, which is important. So what he will ask is, so he will ask whether the composition of a relation is associative or not. Okay. So associative in the sense you already know, right? So if I have three relations like R, S, T, okay, associative law if I have to check, so I need to check whether the R composition of S composition of T is same as R composition S of composition of T, right? So this theorem usually he will ask. Before I solve that theorem, I just have to, tell you. I'll just introduce with the properties of the relation first. Next, I can solve that theorem. So the next one is properties of the relations. Okay. See, actually, for your syllabus, you have to focus on 6 types of relations. Okay, 6 properties of the relation. One is a reflexive, symmetric, transitive relation, antisymmetric relation, equivalence relation, and then partial order. Okay, so you have to remember all these 6 properties. So I'll go one by one. The first one is reflexive relation. Okay. If I have to call a particular relation as a reflexive, the rule is very simple. Every element of the set on which the relation is defined, okay, so that element should be related to itself. For example, assume I have to call this relation R as reflexive, and assume that this relation R is a binary relation which is defined on the set A. Okay, and since it is defined on set A, all the elements of the set A must be related to itself. Okay, one example I can give. Assume that set A contains the elements 1, 2, 3, and when you define the relation along with the normal ordered pairs, whatever might be the ordered pairs, along with that, you must be having the ordered pairs that is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Other than these 3, you might be having any other ordered pairs, it doesn't matter, but these 3 are important. That is, every element of the set on which the relation is defined, those elements must be related to itself. That is, you should have the ordered pairs like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. If the relation is defined on x, y, z, x, y, y, z, z, these kind of ordered pairs are important. Okay. So I think now you have an idea what is a reflexive relation, right? So general mathematical definition, if you ask me, I can write like relation R is reflexive if x, x is present for every x belong to the set A. For every element x that belongs to the set A, you should have x, x. Then such a relation R is called as reflexive relation. Okay, so this is some mathematical definition. So similarly, let me explain you what is symmetric relation. Symmetric relation. Okay, so for any relation, suppose if you have an ordered pair x, y, then y, x must also be present. Okay, I'll repeat. If you have the ordered pair x, y, then y, x must also be present. Then such a relation is called as symmetric relation. Okay. So one example I will give. In a relation, if you have 1, 2, along with that you might have any other ordered pairs like 2, 2, 3, 3, doesn't matter. But since you have 1, 2 here, you must have 2, 1 also. So similarly, if you have 3, 4, you should have 4, 3. Then such a relation is called as symmetric relation. Okay. If I have to give some general definition, so it contains the ordered pair x comma y whenever y comma x belong to R. I'll repeat. If you have an ordered pair y comma x that belong to the relation R, then x comma y must also be present. Okay. So I think easily you can understand that. So similarly, the third one, that is transitive relation. And this transitive relation tells that okay, even yesterday I have given one similar example for this rule of syllogism, right? So transitive relation is like, you know, if I tell Anil is my friend and Anil will tell Srinidhi is my friend. So for me, Srinidhi is also friend. Okay. So friendship will hold the transitive relation, right? I can tell the general definition like x comma z such that x comma y belong to R and y comma z belong to R. Okay, that is about the transitive relation. Fine. So if I have to give the example, if you have the ordered pair 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 3, then you should have 1 comma 3, right? I think there is some network issue. The board is getting blurred. See, I'm just trying to make sure, students. So have you understood the reflexive, symmetric, and transitive relations? Can I go with the next three? Students, have you understood reflexive, symmetric, and transitive relations? Okay. See, next three are a little bit important. These three are actually basic. Okay. Most of you will already have an idea. The next three is anti-symmetric relation. I think I have already given the introduction for you about anti-symmetric relation because I told you for every theorem in the relations and functions topic, I will make use of the anti-symmetric property. I told you that, right? So this anti-symmetric relation tells that if you have some relation between x and y, and if the same relation exists between y and x, if the same relation exists between y and x, and I can conclude that x is equal to y. Okay. If this property holds good, if any of the relation holds this property, such a relation is called as anti-symmetric property. Okay. Yeah, anti-symmetric property, and don't get confused with the symmetric and anti-symmetric. Okay, symmetric property tells that if I have x related to y, then I should also have y related to x, but it does not mean x and y are same. Okay, I didn't tell x and y are same in case of the symmetric. Whereas in the anti-symmetric property, if x related to y and y related to x, and if also x and y are same, then such a relation is called as anti-symmetric relation. Okay. And I have given a few relations which will satisfy the anti-symmetric property. Like I have given the examples like divisibility relation, right? So if x divides y and y divides x, it is possible only when x and y are same. So similarly, I have given the examples with respect to less than or lesser than or equal to. X is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to x. It is possible only when x and y are same. Okay. So here you can tell that the divisibility, multiple of, lesser than or equal to, and even the subset relation, all these relations will satisfy the anti-symmetric property. Okay, so we will solve more problems on this. You will understand better. No need to worry. And the next thing is equivalence relation. Very, very, very important. Actually, equivalence relation by itself does not have any rule, but any relation which will satisfy three of the properties like reflexive property, symmetric property, and transitive property. Such a relation we can call it as equivalence relation, right? So any relation which will satisfy reflexive, symmetric, and transitive properties. Okay. So any relation which will satisfy reflexive, symmetric, transitive property will also it is considered as an equivalence relation, right? So you have one last thing, that is partial order. Partial order. Okay, so any relation which will satisfy reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. I'll repeat: any relation which will satisfy the properties of reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. Okay, so you can remember it as RAT: reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. If it satisfies these properties, then such a relation is called as partial order. Okay, so finally I will conclude everything. You have a reflexive relation. So every element is related to itself. Symmetric relation: X is related to Y, then you should have Y related to X. Transitive relation: X related to Y related to Z, then X is related to Z. Then you have antisymmetric relation. So where once if X is related to Y and Y related to X, and if in case they are same, then it is said that the relation will satisfy antisymmetric property. Okay, and any relation which will satisfy reflexive, symmetric, and transitive is called as equivalence. Any relation which will satisfy reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive is called as partial order. I think definitions wise, it's clear for you, right? If we solve problems on this, it will be even more clear for you, students. I'm just asking you whether it's clear. Is it clear for you? All the definitions of these relations, is it clear? Okay, very good. So next, what I will do is I just solve some couple of examples for to make you understand better. Okay. Next, what I will do is see once if I go to the equivalence relation. Next, you should be what we will do is we will be solving the problems with respect to the partitions and the equivalence classes. And in case of the partial orders, so we will be solving the problems with respect to the Hasse diagram. And after that, we will be looking into the various properties of that Hasse diagram, like upper limit, lower limit. There are different properties. Okay, so we will see that. So anyhow, next class also I'll be taking the module 3 itself. So tomorrow also I have class right at 2 o'clock. So I'll be solving module 3 problems only. Fine. So I think today's class is clear, right? So today I just halt the class now. So before that, I just have to take the attendance. Attendance, same thing. What I will do is I'll just call the user numbers. Names. Okay, I'll just call the names. You just have to text present like that. Okay. Okay, I'll do one thing, students. I'll just call the USA number. Okay, so you just have to text present, like that. Okay, if the student doesn't exist, I don't know actually. You should tell me, right? Okay, USA number 1. So I will consider USA number 1 is not there. Okay, USA number 2. Okay. So USA number 2 is present. That is Yusuf Khan. Very good. Okay. USA number 1 is absent. Next, USA number 3. USA number 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Yeah, it's very good. You only just type it in order. Very good, very good. Okay, 15 is not there, go with the 16. Very good. Thank you so much for helping me a lot. 20 is not there, I guess. Go with the 21.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, so like that till USA number 90, you continue.